At 26, Hannah met Brian, a mechanic, at their regular morning cafe. From fleeting glances, they began chatting, exchanging messages, and soon started dating. Brian won Hannah over with his gallantry, always opening doors for her, calling every night, and making her feel truly special. Their love was passionate and sweet, reminiscent of early romance. Hannah was enamored by the feeling of being cherished, believing that sincere love could overcome any challenge. After just 7 months, they decided to move in together, embarking on a new chapter in their relationship. For Hannah, love was everything, and she believed that living together would solidify their bond. The moments they shared, from evening conversations to small acts of care, fueled her hope for a happy future with Brian. Their budding love was filled with trust and romance, promising many beautiful things ahead. But sometimes, even the sweetest love can start to fade, and when it does, it leaves behind a silence louder than words. A year into cohabitation, Hannah noticed changes in Brian. He became less communicative, often came home late, and was constantly on his phone. The affectionate gestures faded, replaced by an inexplicable distance. Growing suspicious, Hannah checked Brian's phone and discovered intimate messages with a woman named Emily. Her heart shattered upon confronting this painful truth. When confronted, Brian admitted his mistake, pleaded for forgiveness, and claimed it was a moment of weakness. However, Hannah's trust was broken. Despite her pain, she decided she couldn't continue living in deceit. Summoning all her strength, she asked Brian to leave, ending what was once a loving relationship. Hannah grappled with feelings of betrayal, questioning if her love was worth the sacrifice. Though the wound was fresh, she chose to protect her self-respect and move forward without looking back. This decision marked a turning point, leaving her with both pain and resilience. We all want to believe that people can change. That maybe, if they say sorry enough, they mean it. So I gave him one more chance. 2 weeks post-breakup, Brian returned, begging for Hannah's forgiveness with heartfelt promises. Though still hurt, Hannah relented, giving him a second chance in hopes of mending their relationship. Initially, Brian made efforts to atone, cooking cozy dinners, leaving loving notes, and constantly apologizing. These gestures somewhat soothed Hannah's wounds, but an unfillable void remained. Their once fiery love had become fragmented, lacking the trust and security it once had. Every glance at Brian reminded Hannah of the betrayal. Despite efforts to rebuild, she realized her heart had changed. Love was no longer whole. Doubt and lingering sadness took its place. Hannah began to question if forgiving him was truly the right decision or merely an attempt to cling to an irretrievable past. But love built on broken trust doesn't heal. It cracks again, even deeper than before. One evening, Hannah accidentally discovered Brian exchanging intimate messages with another woman named Katie. This second betrayal felt like the final dagger to her heart. Too exhausted to scream or argue, Hannah silently endured the pain, feeling shattered with every breath. She spent the night confronting the reality. The man she once loved no longer deserved her trust. The next morning, with calm determination, Hannah looked Brian in the eyes and said, "I don't trust you anymore." Without waiting for explanations, she packed her belongings and left the home that once held so much hope. Hannah sought refuge at her friend Zoe's house, who welcomed her with open arms. Though her heart was heavy, she knew she needed to leave to protect herself. Hannah's silence wasn't weakness but the strength to sever a relationship drained of trust. She began her healing journey, with Zoe by her side, reclaiming herself step by step. This time, I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I simply walked away, not because I stopped caring, but because I finally started caring about myself. Staying at Zoe's, Hannah took time to reflect. She pondered, Why did I forgive after the first betrayal? These questions led her to recognize her self-worth and the mistake of clinging to a toxic relationship. Determined to rebuild her life, Hannah found a new job that brought stability and joy. She slowed down, focused on the present, and distanced herself from painful memories of Brian. Each day, Hannah learned to face loneliness, turning it into an opportunity to understand and love herself. She engaged in new activities, from yoga to journaling, aiding her emotional recovery. When Brian reached out, she chose silence, affirming her independence. With Zoe's support and her inner strength, Hannah gradually regained confidence. She was no longer the fragile woman of the past, but a strong Hannah, ready to embrace the future with an open heart. Healing doesn't erase the past, but it does give you the strength to face it one last time. Months into her healing, Hannah received a request from Brian for a final meeting. Zoe, ever the caring friend, advised, "Only meet if you're truly strong enough." After contemplation, Hannah agreed, this time with a resolute mindset. They met at a familiar park, once a backdrop to their happy moments. Brian, looking remorseful, pleaded for another chance, promising change. But Hannah remained unwavering. She calmly said, "I've given you enough chances. Now I choose myself." Her farewell was gentle yet firm, devoid of tears. As she walked away, Hannah felt liberated, no longer bound by the past or empty promises. This encounter closed a chapter in her life. With a light heart, Hannah returned, ready for new beginnings, carrying the strength and confidence she had rediscovered. When you stop waiting for someone to love you right, you begin learning how to love yourself better. Embarking on a new journey, Hannah rented a small room, embracing independence and freedom. She found joy in simple pleasures, sipping aromatic tea, listening to favorite tunes, and buying flowers to brighten her space. These moments brought her peace and self-love. At work, Hannah befriended Diane, a kind colleague who shared fruits and gentle words, making her feel valued. Smiles gradually returned to Hannah's face, no longer reliant on anyone else. She began journaling, penning affirmations to boost her confidence. "Today, I didn't feel lonely," or "I smiled for no reason." These words served as a small flame, warming her heart through tough days. Hannah realized that happiness doesn't have to come from others. It can be self-generated. She walked her new path, carrying strength and hope for a radiant future. One day, without realizing it, you wake up, and the pain no longer owns you. You've let go, and you're finally free. One afternoon, Hannah unexpectedly saw Brian walking with another woman. Surprisingly, she felt no pain or anger. Instead, a sense of freedom enveloped her. She realized she had truly let go of the past. Through months of healing, Hannah understood that loving the right person isn't as crucial as loving oneself. She no longer awaited someone to love her correctly, having learned to bestow upon herself the respect and gentleness she deserved. Each day, she lived with gratitude, savoring peace from simple things and drawing strength from within. Hannah was no longer the fragile girl of the past, but a confident woman, radiant in her own journey. The story's end wasn't about finding someone new, but rediscovering herself. Free, peaceful, and strong. With an open heart, Hannah was ready to embrace the future, knowing that true happiness begins within. If Hannah's story touched you, if you've ever had to heal after being broken, you're not alone. Speech balloon. Leave a comment below and tell me where you're watching from, or just say hi. And if you want more real stories of strength, healing, and hope, hit that subscribe button and join our little corner of courage.
I think it's different for everyone. Some of us need work, others need fun. Some of us need purpose to overcome. But try to do what you love when it's said and done, 'cause there's so many differences in each of us. Trust your gut, it can show you what you want.